Hello. Today I am going to share with you something about hope and resilience and what is its contribution in our day-to-day life. I'll be sharing with you some experiments which were done in 1950s and what was the outcome of those experiments. And then we'll make an attempt to find out how do we apply the inference of those experiments in our day-to-day life and what is it that leadership can do on the basis of those experiments. So in 1950s, Professor Richter from John Hopkins, he conducted some experiments on rats. Obviously, when we talk about experiments, there were multiple variables. In the first experiment, he took a bunch of rats and put them in a bucket of water. He wanted to find out how long they can survive. And what he noticed was that initially, they kept on swimming on the surface. Then they went at the base of the bucket to explore what is there. And in no time, in about a couple of minutes, they died. In the second experiment, he found that those rats who went down to explore but again came back to the surface and kept on swimming, they were able to survive for much longer. And the interesting thing that I understand from that is, perhaps the rats could understand that the only possibility of survival is at the surface of the water, not at deep down. So this was the second part. In the second experiment, he took a few wild rats, and wild rats are considered to be very aggressive, very good swimmers. And he thought they'll be able to survive for much longer. But to his surprise, they were not able to survive for long. They also died in a couple of minutes. And he was wondering, why is it so? And his hypothesis was perhaps they started feeling hopeless that they cannot be rescued. The moment this sense of hopelessness came, they started dying. That's what his hypothesis was. So he went on to do the third part of the experiment. He took another set of rats, put them in water, and started noticing them very carefully as to when are they likely to drown. And that stage came quite early, in a couple of minutes. And what he started doing, as the rat was about to die, he picked up the rat and put them out, let them dry, and gave them some comfort, and again put those rats in water. Those rats who were about to die, he picked them out, dried them, allowed them to rest, and again put them. Now, to his surprise, all those rats who were taken out and put back again, instead of surviving only for a couple of minutes, which was the case earlier, they were able to survive for days together. For days together, I'm emphasizing that. Now, that is what brought him to an understanding what is the role hope plays in life. In fact, he said that the moment we start feeling hopeless, that's when we start moving closer to our death. And his final conclusion was that as long as there is hope, there is a possibility of continuing to live. And what is the message for all of us from these experiments? The message that I got was that as long as we keep our hopes alive, and no one else can keep our hopes alive, we have to do that because our mind is a thinking mind and we have to accept that hope. As long as we continue to have hope, we have the possibility to find ways to come out of any kind of situation. And how long can we hope? As long as we are alive and kicking, we can have hope. That is the second part of today's story. Last part is, how about leaders? What shall they do to their teammates, to their people? As long as team members continue to consider that they have the back of someone, they have the support of someone, that is when they will be able to perform to their best, because they know as long as things are likely to go wrong, there will be someone to provide support to us. That is when they'll be able to take risks which are very important for the organization to continue to scale new heights. So this is what is the understanding from today's video, that we all need to carry hope inside us, and as long as we are alive, we have breath going, that is when, till then, we can continue to have hope. And same for leaders, start providing more support to your people, and that is when you'll see how best they can start performing. I'll keep on sharing more ideas in my upcoming videos. Wish you all the best.